So, welcome back guys to another video, and I haven't done one of these videos in a couple of months, and normally I'm not a big fan of pickups videos. I feel like, a lot of pickups videos don't have any feeling to them. I kind of want to show you guys some games I've gotten recently and tell you some of my experiences, tell you some of the reasons why I got these games, and sometimes I feel like pickup videos, it's like going over a grocery list, and I'm not trying to like rag on anybody or anything like that, but I kind of want to have some sort of attachment to the viewers when I see them get these video games. It's like, why did you get these video games, and what are your thoughts about these video games? Not so much the value or how uncommon or how rare a game is, but I digress. Yes, this is a pickups video, and most of these games I got from a good friend of mine, actually James's brother, EJ, James Gruesome from Excess Game Podcast. He had a couple of doubles. He texted me one night, was like, hey, do you have this? Do you have that? And I'm like, I don't. And he's like, now you do. And that is freaking awesome. So I definitely want to say a big thank you to EJ for sending some of these games to me. The first one I want to talk about was for the PlayStation, and that is Skeleton Warriors. Now, the thing about Skeleton Warriors is I remember this was a cartoon back in the 90s. I didn't really watch it a whole lot, but I did collect the toys, because the toys were like various skeletons. I never forget the skeleton that had like a bunch of arms. I thought I was really badass. But the game is pretty fun, surprisingly. It's like a 3D style 2D Donkey Kong kind of platformer with some Castlevania elements to it. It doesn't look spectacular for a PlayStation game. It kind of looks more like a Super Nintendo game, but it's a lot of fun, and I've been really enjoying it. These are the kind of games I really like, so that was really cool. Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and go through some more that he sent me. Prince of Persia on the Sega CD. Now, Prince of Persia really doesn't need any sort of introduction. It's a really fun, puzzling platformer with some very unique physics to it. I've played it on various different consoles. I've actually never played it on the Sega CD, and I have to say it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. Another game, if you guys love Prince of Persia, definitely check out Nosferatu on the Super Nintendo. Very similar and just as fun. These are a lot of fun. I really enjoy Prince of Persia. I'm not a big fan of the Prince of Persia's afterwards. Sands of Time was okay, but I like to go old school. I like to play the old school Prince of Persia that I grew up with. Lots of fun. And another game he sent me also on the Sega CD that I don't really know anything about because I haven't played it yet is Double Switch. And this looks like a FMV game, almost like a prankster game. It's weird. It's like Eddie's in the basement and can't get out, so I guess you're trying to help Eddie get out of the basement or something. I really haven't played this game yet, so I don't want to say too much about it. I will check it out very soon. I'm probably one of the few that actually love the cheesy FMV Sega CD games. I know a lot of people are like, oh, but they're like B movies. I'm a big B movie fan, so very cool. And last but not least, he sent me let's get this stuff out of the way. He sent me this Waluigi, a little figure right there, and that's really cool. It's one of the World of Nintendo Waluigi figures. Now, a couple of months ago, I also got a Sega Master System, so I've been really building up my Master System collection, and there's definitely some games that's been really close to my radar. I'm like, these are games I have to have in my collection. And I went to my local retro video game store, Game Giant, and I don't know, I guess some old Sega Master System collector came in and just, traded in a bunch of his stuff, and I've been buying it. I've been really enjoying it. Two games I've really wanted on the Sega Master System is Phantasy Star. Excellent fantasy RPG. Kind of needs no introduction. I played it for the first time years ago on emulation, and I also played it on the Sonic Mega Collection on the Xbox 360 that actually has all 4 Phantasy Stars on it. I would say that would be a great way to be introduced to the series if you don't have a Master System or a Genesis. But, Phantasy Star was really ahead of its time. I can really appreciate what it had to show, and it was the competitor to Dragon Warrior from the NES. And what I like about it is I do like the sci-fi elements that it has to it. I love the story, and you know, to have like a female protagonist, that was something completely new at that time. And the anime cutscenes were just really, really cool, and the first-person dungeon mode was awesome. Also, I got the original Ys on the Sega Master System, and I'm a huge Ys fan. I was introduced to the series about 5.5 years ago when I watched Happy Console Gamer. I had no idea this series even existed at that time, you know, because I didn't grow up with the Master System. But it is, you know, First Planet, you would think it's kind of like a Zelda clone, but it has its own flair to it. It has its own personality. It's not just trying to live in the shadow of our Triforce hero. It's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed a lot of the other entries to Ys, especially the ones on the PSP, and some may even say that this TurboGrafx CD version of books 1 and 2 is far more superior, and I agree with that, but I just love the charm of the Master System. I love the beeps and the boops and the soundtracks, and I love the pastel colors. It's a lot of fun, and I want to say thank you to the guys at Game Giants for giving me a really good deal on these two games. I've been really wanting them, and I'm eventually going to get some custom covers made for them from thecoverproject.net very soon. And the last Sega Master System I got is Wonder Boy in Monsterland. Man, this is a really fun 2D action RPG. It's kind of difficult in some parts, but it's a lot of fun. I'm a big Wonder Boy fan. I have Wonder Boy 3 on the Sega Genesis, and it's interesting to see how the Wonder Boy series and Adventure Island kind of was like one game at one point, and they kind of spread out into their own sort of thing. But I had to say, out of the two, I really enjoy the Wonder Boy series a lot more than Adventure Island. But all I can say is, if you're a big fan of like 2D sprites and action RPGs, definitely check out the Wonder Boy series. And they're actually bringing this series back through some indie development. And once I get some more news about that, I might even make a video about that, because I mean, the stuff they're doing with that is really cool. I'm looking forward to it. And the last game I wanted to show off is on the PS4, and that is Until Dawn. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a game that's been under my radar for a while now, and I'm glad to finally try it out. I'm about 3 chapters in, and you know, I've talked to some people, and some people were like, I don't know if I want to play this or not. All I can say is, if you're a big fan of like 90s and early 2000s dialogue and slasher movies, or the slasher movies in general, this is a definite game to check out. Also, it has that butterfly effect, so your experiences are going to be very different from your friends that also play the game, because you make choices on who's going to survive. And I've been doing some live streaming on my Twitch channel of Until Dawn, and I have to say, the nail in the coffin, the thing that made me really want to get this game is after I watched JKB, Jay's YouTube channel. I watched his review of Until Dawn, and it was so good. He really hit the nail on the head, and coming from a huge horror movie fan just like him, I knew I had to have it. So definitely get Until Dawn if you have a PS4. Right now it's only PS4 exclusive. I'm hoping it goes on like Xbox One or Steam so other people can play this game, because this is an awesome game. Now, if you guys remember a couple of videos ago, I was talking about system decals. You know, going to decalgirl.com and making your own, you know, custom decals to put on your consoles. I did one for the PS4. You guys can check that out. It was a pretty recent video. It's easy to find, but I did it again. I did some more system decals, and this one's kind of special to me because the design is actually made by my friend Amanda. She made this design and she was like, hey, this looks really cool, and I'm like, that looks awesome, and I had to order it and do it to my Wii U. And first off, I want to show you guys the Wii Pad right here. If you guys can't tell already, this is based off of Mario Maker, Super Mario Maker, that comes out in about a couple of weeks from this video. That's the Wii Pad, but the Wii U, oh my gosh, the Wii U is just amazing. Okay, first off, this is the top right here. It's got the 30th anniversary seal. The sides of it are yellow, and then you got the top which is like the Mario Maker little symbol and graphics and stuff like that. I mean, it pops out in my room because of all the yellow, and that's my favorite color too. So I mean, it's kind of cool, you know. I got it sitting there on my entertainment center. I got my, you know, PS4 with the PS1 decals on it. It's really cool, and I cannot stress enough how awesome decalgirl.com is, and definitely check out that website if you want a uniqueness style to your console. It's definitely really cool. But yeah, guys, that is some of the games I've been that I got recently, and of course this console, some recent pickups, and what's some games that you guys have gotten recently. Tell me with a comment below. Tell me some games you've gotten, and better yet, on the XS Game Podcast group page, do post some of your pickup videos, or post some pictures of some games that you got at a yard sale or thrift store, or, you know, some mom and pop shop. I love seeing those kind of stuff, and I love hearing people's experiences and deals and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming. Can't get enough of XS Gaming Podcast? Be sure to check out the audio podcast on Podomatic.com, or you can also subscribe to us on iTunes. Also, if you have a YouTube channel or podcast you like to share, be sure to check out the XS Gaming Podcast Facebook group page and join our community. All the links are below, and as always, guys, thank you so much for all your support.